Wasn't trying to be a prophet when I challenged the military back in 2017 and said, in 8 months I can get myself in really good shape, and one day you could pull your head out of your ass, but you won't. I wasn't trying to be prophetic. I was just trying to be a coach. Come on, get it done. Either lie down and lose by 50 or get up and give yourself something. So that's what I was basically doing. I was just trying to appeal to their, you know, character. Because what I wrote down in the book in Sierra Vista that I was supposed to write my whole life. Money's a horse shall lie with anybody. Trust, honor, and character will only lie with those who are worthy. So I'm living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer, and they've been torturing me anonymously. And so you're kind of like, you guys really think you're right? You think you're like that Genesis commercial, old ideas? Okay, what makes you think faith is an idea? You think the tray is an idea? How about the sun? Is that an idea? Okay, is love an idea? Yeah. So no, this time I didn't challenge him. I just, Jesus, Suzuki gave me Jesus and Sun Yat-sen. And he just said, they just focused on Earl, survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, recover. You stay alive, don't give in. Stop and eliminate abuse, because you can, and you will, and you do. And then recover, because when this planet recovers and the people recover, you'll recover too. What happens, you're that type of dude. When something is wrong with my baby, something's wrong with me, right? And so, Earl. And so, I ain't trying to be prophetic. If it turns out that way, must be a prophet. But Earl, I wasn't trying to be in any way prophetic. When I did that, I was just trying to be a good coach and encourage people to not be money's a whore. So be the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. That's all I was doing, was just encouraging people. It's the military. God damn, guys. You can't get people in the military to do the right thing by saying, it's nice. We'll have lollipops and ice cream. Oh, and the children will all be there and be so happy because you blew all those people's heads off for money. Oh, yeah, they'll be happy as hell. They'll be dancing in the street. Martha Reeves and the Bandela songs, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. What's the other one that they have? Nowhere to run. There's dancing in the streets. Heat wave. Every time I'm with him. Sounds right there. It's like he has a high blood pressure, got a hold on me. Is this the way love's supposed to be? It's like a heat wave. I've been remembering and feeling a couple of those old feelings, things, those songs in the, scan discers. And I'm like, okay, let's just get through survive, stop, eliminate abuse. Then we'll think about that when we recover, right? But Suzuki told me, by September 2026, he was adamant, it's 24th, you start changing the behaviors. We are. Not as radically as they would like, but yes. What we're mainly doing right now is just working in resistance training to remind the muscles it sucks. I hate when I get poisoned and it feels shitty and I get depressed because I try to help other people through it. And it works. Prayer works. Don't tell me prayer don't work. But, I stay in that condition as long as I can. And Patrick, why Amy? Well, because this is a genocide scientific experiment that's really wrong. And they told me about it once, Sierra Vista, and the stuff with the psychologist calling Noah a Nazi and all this crazy shit, and the people coming up to me and telling me that my family has memes and bad brain activity, and scientists don't. It's like, no. If they have the problem, you have the problem too. It's like your dick, like my dad told me when I was a kid, you control it or it controls you. If it's affecting if it's affecting their brains, it's affecting yours too. Okay? So, and I was like, but it's just the Lord's Prayer. Are you living the Lord's Prayer? Okay, there is no difference. Okay, if I'm right, you're wrong, I'm good, you're bad, I'm the truth, and you're a liar. There is no difference between the scientist who says, I don't believe in Jesus or the Lord's Prayer, and the people that say they do. Okay, you're both batshit crazy. One just says you believe it and doesn't do it, and the other doesn't do it but says, well, it's okay because I don't believe in it. But that makes no difference. If I'm right, you're wrong, I'm good, you're bad, I'm the truth, and you're lie, it still makes you a liar just like them. Doesn't make there's a lot of people in the Mormon church that really, believe in the magic bullshit. Like little old Miranda at Blake's, No, I went to my pastor and there's going to be unicorns, and they tell kids this. When you go to heaven, there'll be unicorns in My Little Pony, and we'll all live in a castle, and it'll be whatever you want it to be. It's like, that is so not fucking true. That's not tangible. I remember telling my sister and my brother-in-law, okay, who's the old people and who's the young people in your heaven? Does Cameron grow old in heaven, or does he just stay that baby that died of heart disease because you guys won't stand up for the Lord's Prayer? I don't say that, but I'm sure the fuck thinking it took it. Because I hate hearing stupidity going, hey, give us more money, or Oral Robert's got to build another Sky Needle in Tulsa. Space Needle. Oh, sorry. The fuck. It drives you nuts. If you pay attention to it too much and you listen to them. So I just tune them out. And they're like, well, you're supposed to be like Jesus, you're supposed to listen. Yes, I do listen to people's sincere prayers. When I understand who they are, I get it in large group quantities. Yes. And, and the answer, stand up for and live the Lord's Prayer. And the reply, we want to vote for president for more fuck money. Okay. I'm going to tune you out. I'm going to survive, stop, eliminate, abuse, and recover. What happens to you, that's entirely your decision. Okay? That is your decision. But I know what I plan on doing. And I'm not trying to be a prophet. If it turns out that I am prophetic and then wow, it's a bonus. Nice, neat, wow. Okay, thanks, Muhammad. I wasn't trying to be. And Muhammad told me, don't. He goes, everything you'll do to try to sit there and say, well, this should happen, they will do everything in their ability to make it look like no. That's how the devil and Satan work. Or it doesn't work, but that's how they are. It's work. Come on, Muhammad. I'm just kidding around. He has a good sense of humor. I love him so much. We don't talk as much as people think. Because people I worry about Isaac, he's talking about he's the molecular similitude of Abraham and Muhammad. Yeah. So, I worry about that kid. Why? Why are you worried about that kid? Life's eternal, grace is infinite. He's the molecular similitude of Abraham and Muhammad. Okay, he's good. Okay, I'm saying it's like Lot and Abram. You worry, you are concerned, but then you have to think about it. He's Ark of the Covenant. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. He's not going to forsake, faith in the glory of God and trap the soul in the ego. He's trapped in the flesh and is, the battle of the one-eyed man. I get that, but he's fine. Gabe and Mike, yeah. But Gabe and Mike aren't... Gabe and Mike are... You have the herald and the archangel. Okay. So they're good sources of communication, and there's always this, what? And that's why they're the angels, the archangel, and they're not the Messiah. Okay, and it says that in the Quran, and the one who's like Abraham is no, he's the focal point, and then but as far as in spirit and understanding and eternity and being that source, me and Aiko are alike in spirit, and it's like me and Judah Krishnamurti and Sun Yat-sen, we get each other. That Sun Yat-sen stuff, you guys, that's you sit there and watch these people, they're Chinese. And he's writing down the stuff from ancient history written down by people. And I totally trust Constantine and Jerome with my life. And then I'm going to get Geico insurance and make sure that my family's taken care of in case I, kick the bucket because I go skydiving and my fucking parachute doesn't work because I'm a moron, right? Geralt? Anything for the thrill. Do you understand? Okay, so... Yeah, no, I just, that information that they have that's public, like what happened when after they kidnapped the kids and they gave me the Chinese news channel with the satellite dish coming in, and that's what I sat and watched instead of masterclass. And there was information I needed to know. I didn't even know he existed. We didn't talk about Sun Yat-sen in my Chinese studies class with my professor who lived in China for 4 years. studying the Chinese government and had us watch Raise the Red Lantern, yada yada, and watch propaganda movies, from that time in China. And he didn't even mention Sun Yat-sen. I was like, well, who's this guy? Okay, because when he talked about the Cultural Revolution and and I was like, well, in some sense, people think that so, but not when a bunch of oppressed people get together and say, we don't want to take it anymore. They can do pretty significant things that other people say, well, how'd they pull that off? Well, when the military is their families, the ones they're supposed to oppress, and the military says, no, we're not going to do it, then Chiang Kai-shek's shit fuck out of luck, right? And so, and I thought, well, it's tangible, but I was about, Mao Zedong, he's such a lying little manipulative dick. And then it's like, then they say, Sun Yat-sen, well, there you go. Now it makes sense. Okay. When they gave me Sun Yat-sen, I'm like, I connected in prayers, like, okay. You like Nikolai Lenin too? I like Nikolai Lenin a lot too. A lot of people. Lenin, yes. Lenin got it. Yes, yeah. Lenin's Russian. How many times have I got on this thing? And you motherfuckers, you do that to children? Yes. Okay. Jesus and Solomon's Temple. Excuse me, but all you people that are engaged in commerce that causes prostitution and genocide, could you please leave Solomon's Temple straight away? Or I might have to get egregious and angry. He didn't say that. He was... You cussed out in Arabic. You know you got cussed out because there's a lot of hacks in Hanukkah. You got a hack when you say that? Yes. So, yeah. I love Jesus very much. And people, that's loving yourself. I get the whole thing, Lopez. That's loving yourself. No, it's not. I like me. I like me a lot. When I look at my reflection in the windows, I look at myself in the mirror and I feel my body and I look at my body, this beautiful body, just, I look like an alcoholic and a drug addict. And I have symptoms like alcoholics and drug addicts because of all your fucking heroes that you make propaganda movies with on your fucking TVs and devices to make lots of money and make you iconic. Okay? And I know it's not right, but I'm not going to let it make me angry and bitter. You did it. I didn't do it. That's why I sit there look like a drunk and a drug addict alcoholic, right? Well, wow. Hey, aren't you fucking sexy? It's you. I'm you. This is what, you have taken the best of me and look what you've done, right? So, I don't let it bother me. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. I stood up and got abused by perverts that you do business deals with, that you're addicted to give your children the Lord's Prayer and the perfection of the Gospels. And you, in turn, gave me anonymous, we could run them over in the parking lot of Best Buy if it didn't exist. So, if you think you're gorgeous, you go ahead and keep on thinking. Me? I'm fucking gorgeous, man. I like me a lot. Earl's so cool. He's so cool. He loves us. He's nice. He makes me really understand Jesus. Before that, I thought Jesus was a crazy person on TV, never had enough money to try to child molest children, and then have lawyers get lots of money for the priest doing it. That's what I used to think Jesus was like. Until Earl showed up, and it's like, this is what Jesus is like? No wonder they worship him. You don't worship me, please. Oh, yeah, I understand. God's omniscient and omnipotent. But Earl, you are so gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you, too. And once we're living the Lord's Prayer, you might want to think about, instead of wanting to be Marilyn Monroe, finding you a little Marilyn Monroe and having some little kids that sit there and say, hi, oh, you're Armando's kids. Yes. Oh, you talk just like your father. But I like girls. I like girls too, but so does your father. No, I'm going to have babies with a girl. And then we're going to make dresses together. Okay. Scottish, huh? Play them bagpipes. Okay, I'm just being silly. You're funny. I know. Okay. I love you guys, all right? We'll talk later, okay? Peace. Probably tomorrow.